Hello, my name is Rainer Hanekamp. This is Engine News with the latest updates from the Angular community every week. Native observables have landed in the latest version of Chrome, that's 135, but careful. These observables are not the observables you know from RxJS. But before we dive into the differences, let's first focus on the integration into the existing web API. We all know that with addEventListener, we register callbacks. With observables, the same object or element that provides the addEventListener now also provides a when method, which returns an observable. So that's quite a deep integration. And now to the main differences when it comes to the RxJS observables. The native observable has a share behavior, meaning it is multicasting, waits for the first subscriber to start, and has no replay. In that sense, it is really like the share operator, but not shareReplay. There are some pipe operators available, but they are not functions we put into the pipe method. Instead, they are, as it used to be in RxJS, methods of the observable. There are now also special operator methods which do not return an observable, but they promise. For example, first, last, reduce, or for each. We don't unsubscribe. Instead, we are making use of the existing abort controller, which we can also use for the fetch function. You might have seen the abort controller already in Angular's new resource function. Additionally, the function you are providing to the observables constructor doesn't return a teardown function, but if you want to register a teardown function, you do it via addTeardown. It is not clear if the observable lands on the language level, which means that every engine needs to implement it, or if it becomes part of the web API, which means it falls into the category of the browser. What does that mean for RxJS? The work on version 8 for RxJS has been paused until the observables are natively available. Now the work can continue, and RxJS will use the native observables if available, and otherwise could fall back to a shim. We will see. Will this change anything to Angular's move towards signals? Not really, because we still have to differentiate between a state and an event. Signals are state. Events like DOM events or the ending of an asynchronous task will be the trigger for state changes. So observables work on the event level, not on a state level, and we can, if we want, use observables RxJS to manage these events. But the state will always be the signals and not the behavior subject as it used to be in the old days. Sarah Dressner, Director of Engineering at Google, gave a talk at the .js conference on how modern front-end frameworks influence each other all the time. For example, she mentioned that Quake's resumability was inspired by Wiz, which is Google's internal framework and is now being integrated into Angular. Naturally, she focused on Angular's current role in this evolving landscape. With features like incremental hydration, Angular is now in a position to influence other frameworks in return. She concluded her talk with mentioning T-Search, which could complement the capabilities of ng-update. A little bit of old news, but NGRX, the most popular state management library in Angular, was released in version 19.1. It comes with a few features for the signal store. One area is in testing, but also for advanced use cases when it comes to generating custom features. We have now a new function with feature. And that's it. I wish you a nice week. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.